Welcome to our third part of our lesson module regarding information literacy. Before we start off our lesson, we must first learn what information literacy is. We might have discussed this in our previous lesson, the definition of information literacy. And it is a set of individual competencies needed to identify, evaluate, use information in the most ethical and efficient and effective way across all domains, occupations, and professions. The objectives of our lesson for today would be to define information needs, locate, access, assess, organize, and communicate the said information, and to demonstrate the ethical use of the information. So why do you need information? To be updated with the news for learning and educational purposes, for communication, and to acquire knowledge needed for decision making. Where do you search for information? There are various sources such as the internet, television, library, radio, newspapers, and many more. For example, you are curious about the tense India and China relationships in their border clashes. You might go directly to Google to know more about it. You might also make use of the newspapers that are being periodically updated, maybe daily. You can acquire information from different sources as well as from television and radio. Now, we're going to discuss how to acquire and store information. You can write, print, photocopy, photograph, download, and many other ways to acquire and store such information. How will you determine the quality and accuracy of the information you have? First, it should come from a reputable source such as an institution. You will figure out if the source of the information is reputable, especially in social media accounts nowadays. It would be indicated by a check mark, which indicates it is verified as true. So how do you use the information that you have? You can share, apply, announce, post, archive, answer a query, or clarify the confusion that you might have regarding a topic. How will you communicate the information? You can use the communication to announce, to text, to post to social media, face-to-face session, via notes, chat, email, or even saving a file. Now we will be discussing the stages and elements of information literacy. This is a summary of what we have discussed in this lesson. Let me show you the illustration. As you might have seen, you can clearly see that this has been discussed in this lesson already. Now, we need to put it into context on how we are going to use these 7 stages in order for us to go about in information literacy. I will show you a scenario. Let's say you are curious about this topic. I want to know more about the current worldwide COVID-19 situation. That is identifying or recognizing your information needs. We go down to another level of determining the sources of information. You are presented with the examples such as internet, television news, newspaper, and radio. You decide that internet is the best option for you. So, you go down to a next level, citing or searching for information. For the appropriate topic, you might consider going to Department of Health, even World Health Organization. You might go to Google, but you need to filter out if the information that you are looking for is reliable and as well as reputable news agencies. Next is we are going to analyze and evaluate the quality of information. You will have to get your information from official websites. Even though some others might post as official agencies, you might have to check whether they are real or not. And if the news is second-hand information, you need to look for a citation. Next is we are going to organize and store the information we have. So you decided that you will have to take a screenshot and save the link of the source of the information. Using information in an ethical and efficient way, you will have to share the information on social media without any hint of adulteration. Before sharing the information that you have, you also have to make sure that it is not opinionated and it is not leaning in any certain bias. Lastly, we will have to create and communicate the new information that we have. It is by continuing to be updated regarding the topic and be open to discussion with other people. So that's how we end our lesson for today.